Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some of the updates that we've received in command build 1147.25 and 26. So basically, it's a pretty simple build. There's nothing too crazy. We got a wonderful new database update and a lot of updates that we're going to take a look at like that. But we'll take a look at a couple of the different options we have directly. The first one is way back in the day, they had this wonderful thing where you could go ahead and make groups of things like this. You could go ahead and group those groups together. Close, that's perfectly fine. We're going to close and resume. And of course, if you ordered them to go ahead and move somewhere, like over here, and you ordered them to go ahead and avoid cavitation, not every group would go ahead and do that. So if you had certain ships that went a little bit faster and certain ships went a little bit slower, they'd all travel at the speed of the fastest ship, which of course would cause cavitation. Now, granted, this is a group of Seawolves, they're all going to move at the same speed. That bug wouldn't have been present, but it's at least worth noting that was one of the big things that they fixed. They also supposedly added this neat little option that you can actually go ahead and eliminate cavitation from missions, but the most that I was able to play with, I didn't find anything about that inside of here, nor did I find it inside of the doctrine settings. So I'm not sure if that's stuck on there or it's something I'm missing, probably user error on my point. The next option they gave us, which is pretty cool, is all in the database. So if we actually go up to the database viewer, you notice you have a brand new box up here, and it is the subtype box. Now, this is actually really handy, because I can come in here and say, give me, let's say here, I'll do electronic warfare, and let's go ahead and pick this one right here. So now you can actually identify different units by what type of unit they actually are. Now you can have a lot of fun with this. You can set it to commercial. You can come set it in them. Let's see, are there any cargo planes? Of course, you can have all your cargo planes here. I'm going to say, go ahead and give me an airship, and we'll give all our airships. Granted, we have no airships, so we don't have to worry about it. Obviously, we have no image satellites, so that's not going to come over. Naval utility, there's a couple different naval utility helicopters, and it goes ahead and regenerates this list for us. The next item that they've added, I think this is pretty cool, is if you scroll down, it actually tells you what arcs the particular devices are used for now. Now, I think you're probably sitting here looking at all these numbers going, oh my gosh, what does all this mean? Don't panic too much. It's actually pretty straightforward. Port's basically saying your left side, SB is basically referring to your right side. And you can actually work out roughly what this is. You've got your fronts, you've got your rears, you've of course got your sides. Now, if you're wondering, wait, what does that even mean? So if we were to quickly grab a unit, let's grab a sensors real fast. Let's go ahead and add a sensor. If I actually were to pull this to the side now, you can now see what arcs everything is based on what it is itself. So in this case, we've got these two PBs right here. We have the PMA, which is going to be the middle one. We have the PMF, which is going to be the one in the front. So basically, we have an arc coverage that's basically going to go all the way through here, since we have no Rs, meaning the rear sector here. So again, if there's a 360-degree coverage, it actually tells you there. I really wish this was a little graphic, which would make this much, much simpler to actually understand and read. But hey, we got to do with what we got, sort of thing. The next thing they've added, which is kind of cool, is you can now directly edit the damage of a unit as far as fire and water goes. So I've got myself the beautiful AOE Sacramento, and it's going to be a victim. So I'm going to go click the damage control button, and now we have brand new options down here at the bottom. So I can set it on fire, and of course I can start it flooding. Now the reason I love this, which is actually pretty funny, is the fact that, remember, the fire always gets put out with the flooding. That's how that works, right? So let's go ahead and ignore the fact the spell is Sereve instead of severe, but again, my spelling is about that good too. Go ahead and unpause. I'll speed up time here. So you can see he is on fire badly. Oh, and he sank. But don't worry, the fire will go out because eventually it'll be completely underwater. So that's a pretty neat little change that they added to there as well. There's another item that they added, which is dealing with search and rescue. They actually added combat search and rescue as an option. I was playing with that a little bit, and I couldn't quite get it to work with the Lua. Maybe it just needs a little bit more tweaking. But the last feature I want to show off that came out brand new in this version is, let's go to submarine. Let's go to subtype and click biologics. We now have shrimp. I'm going to go press this button, press OK. And just like that, now we have a whole school of shrimp that we can go ahead and order to cruise around at no speed because, they're shrimp. Hopefully you enjoy this video. Again, like I said, just a quick little brief update, some of the new things. I really like this feature because you can dial this in using Lua, so you can create some really, really neat dynamic events that you probably couldn't do in the future. Some of those other items just need to be digging a little bit deeper, but for now, this should give you a rough idea of what's going on. Enjoy.